Hello and welcome to the Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian, and behind us, as you can tell, we have the long bed crew cab Toyota Tundra. This happens to be a four-wheel drive version, although you can't tell, it looks so low. But it's a 1794 edition and has a beautiful interior. We'll show you that in just a minute. We're going to show you the outside first, and we're primarily going to focus on features of this truck. Let's just get it out of the way. This thing has the AVS, which is the adaptable variable suspension, which means all four dampers are variable. We'll get technical on that on our full review, stay tuned for that. And also has rear air ride, not front, just rear. Toyota says the whole point of that is for towing, so you can lower it to hook up to a trailer, and then also as weight is added, it will self-level itself where it needs to go. So this thing happens to be in normal mode, and this gap right here is about an inch less from top of tire to fender than it is in the front, which is really bizarre to me. I don't quite understand it. So, you know, a lot of people will level their trucks, so they'll lift the front. Toyota's already done that for you. The rear's just barely even higher. There's no rake to it. Now, the beauty of it is as you load it up, it will bring it back up, but it just seems like it's squatting a little bit in the rear, a little more than we would expect from a half-ton truck. A little odd. Now, you can raise it 1.6 inches if you need to do some off-road stuff, and you can also lower it 1.2 to load things that are heavy, give you a lower load floor, and also get that trailer ball under the trailer you're trying to hook up to. That's pretty cool. Now, all that out of the way and all those complaints, I want to talk about the headlights, because these things are absolutely beautiful. They are triple housing LED. They're double housing, but they're stacked, so there's more in there. And you have these Allen key rivets right there. I'm not sure if those are actually real or if they're just plastic and they look that way, but they look really cool. We like it a lot. Now, this thing doesn't have a corporate standard look. This is really just a Tundra look. You don't see this particular face on the Tacoma as well. They look different. It's not a mandated thing. It is massive. And you do have it embossed with Tundra right here. The paint quality is quite good. I do feel like these buttons, these dimpled buttons, that's a great opportunity to make those illuminated, kind of like Hyundai does with their Tucson. How cool would that if these were subtly illuminated as an option? Additionally, I wouldn't mind if this thing was a little bit stronger, although I know that's completely meaningless. No one walks around pushing grills, but I don't know, it seems a little odd to me. Also, you'll notice we don't have the blue hue around the logo. If we did, this would be the hybrid model. This is not the hybrid model. It's the 3.4 liter twin turbo. We'll show you that at the very end. Bring it around, you do have an air intake right here. There's active aero on this thing, and that's kind of the theme as we're going around. You don't see this separate bumper that's bolted on, that's bulky and has all these rough edges. This thing is streamlined, and it's all in the name of fuel efficiency. Additionally, you don't see tow hooks down low. That is also claimed to be for fuel efficiency. We think I would trade that minimal gain to have the tow hook. I feel like a recovery hook, whether you're being pulled or you're pulling something else, it's really important on a truck, especially a four-wheel drive one. I just legitimately think that's a mistake, but hopefully that'll get resolved in the future. I'm sure it will. Coming onto the side, we have tow mirrors. These are the massive, massive Dumbo mirrors, and they extend as well, so they will power fold and they'll power extend about another 4 inches out. If you need visibility, they've got you covered. It's double stacked. You've got a big pane up top, and you've got the school bus bubble on the bottom. You also have an LED light right here, kind of acts like Ford's spotlight system. That's pretty neat, we like that. Another neat trick, on the camera system, the 360 camera, it's mounted at the base, so when the mirror folds in, it doesn't lose the side camera. That's pretty nifty, good thinking. As you can see, 1794, that's kind of Toyota's King Ranch if they were to have one. And let's go check out the bed before we check out the interior. One more thing, fuel nozzle. Still not capless. Really wish that was capless. A lot of brands are getting there. They're not quite there yet. I guess you can take the cap off if you want to. Wouldn't be a good idea. Other brands have done that. I really wish Toyota would get on board with that. Take a look back though. One of the reasons that we think this long bed works for Toyota where it doesn't for other brands is that the rear tire is centered optically, dead center in the length of the bed itself. And a lot of other truck brands, when they get longer from the short bed to the long bed, you see an extra foot in here, and it seems like the tail is just sticking out. It's kind of odd. Also, this thing rides and drives and handles pretty darn good. You can get into a parking spot really well, and we've driven other long beds where that's just not the case. Okay, another feature that Toyota's really proud of and we think is pretty cool too. Say you walk up to your truck and you've got a hay bale in your hand. You can't set that down, open it up. You just bump your elbow. Well, if your elbow worked, mine's a little too flat apparently. And not only does the tailgate drop, but this has the power step, which we think is really cool. Very helpful and a good solution. I think it's a lot less clumsy than Ford's old man step that folds out and has an erector set going on. This is pretty cool, I like that. Come to the bed, let's show you some features here. Hear that? This entire bed is composite, which means it will never, ever rust on you. I like that a lot. That's pretty neat. Keeps some weight down as well. That's the other idea. You know, Ford's got aluminum and some other brands have done different things, high strength steel. This is Toyota's version. Fully composite, it'll never rust. You do have adjustable hooks. You can loosen and tighten them, put them wherever you need them to go. Tie downs. You've got inserts for putting wood. Also, they've marked this as the 6-foot mark. Not sure why, but that's an interesting indication there. And these tie downs have a built-in torque wrench. You cannot over tighten them and break them. Toyota's thought of everything, and they can be moved anywhere down this rail for anything you need to do. So obviously you close the tailgate, it brings that step back up, right down here. There she goes. The exhaust is on the left-hand side. And in the US market, that fuel cap needs to be on the driver's side too for some reason. Toyota went through a lot of work to reroute, because the tank is on, it's actually mounted on the right side of the frame rail. Really odd, because this platform's shared with a Land Cruiser in other parts of the world, and it's already existing on that side. So Toyota's put a lot of work in to make sure that cap is on the left for the Americans when you pull up to the pump, and your tailpipe's on the same side too. That's pretty unique. Out back, you have a integrated backup light, and the metal parts of the bumper are actually separate pieces, because in years past, Tundra owners have backed into things and lost the whole bumper, and now you can lose just one corner, swap it out. Pretty cool. Let's check out the interior. All right, coming to the party section out back. I'm gonna have a seat with my head sideways because this thing has a pano sunroof, and I'm not exaggerating. This is how it's a real problem. I don't know how that's gonna work for other users. I have a tall torso, it's probably my problem, but a lot of people are gonna have problems sitting back here, and it's because the motor for that sunroof is right here. I just almost wish you could just skip that option and get a little more headroom. Part of the reason it's that high is because if you have a hybrid model, that battery lives under the seat, but not here. This one has storage, and we have everything you'll ever need. You can flip this up, by the way, it has an armrest. We like that a lot. Cream colored interior. And all of our camera gears right here fits contained. In fact, we've used these trucks for shoots before. They're great because you can lock all your stuff up. They're not visible. It all fits down there. Pull a handle, she comes back down. Something else is really cool. Check this out. Heated and cooled rear seats. With a seat that flips up, they've integrated the ventilation. Man, that's a cool feature to have on this. USB, USB-C, and traditional house outlet. Very happy with that. All out of the way, let's hop up front. Okay, up to the business end up front. Headroom is not a problem here. Really happy with that. Another hat trick that Toyota has that no one else has, power sliding rear window, which for some reason you push up for it to go down and pull down for it to go up. I feel like that's a simple polarity swap that someone should have thought of, but nonetheless, I digress. Everyone else that makes trucks, copy that. That's the best way to do it. Also, you have a full panoramic sunroof, but it's completely darkened out. A lot of times you'll see these pano roofs where they're perforated to give you this skylight kind of feel. It's Texas, it's hot. Block that sun. Thank you, Toyota, good move. Now, what people are gonna really care about is this screen. It is massive. In fact, it's almost so big that you can't put a, that's how close, for reference, the sun or the top of the screen is to the rearview mirror. That seems really tight to me. I would almost get a lower trim level to get the shorter one because I feel like it's almost too big. I find myself trying to look back with my old man vision. It's too close to me. Not really complaining there. Beyond that, you've got toggle switches down here. This has the air ride, which is adjustable. So these are pre-selected right here. So this is medium, high, and low. And if you want to manually adjust the rear, you can just press and hold up or down for that to do the same. A quick button for the view. For the 360 view, you also have the rear trailer assist right here. And then you have your traction control off buttons right here. E-park and brake, you don't have a handle or foot brake, which that's good because you have plenty of leg room down there. And you have a fully digital cluster. Weirdly enough, it's not very configurable, but we do find it pleasing to the eye and it works really well. That's pretty much that. The center console has this really cool sliding tray right here. You can put objects in it and then still open it and they don't fly out. That's pretty neat. You've got some Easter eggs down here, charging, drive modes, and also your all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive selection right there. All that covered. Thank you for watching. If you want to see this thing go 0 to 60 and get wheels off and get technical, hit that subscription button below. We'll have that coming out very, very soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.